been a rough year for Ubisoft, and with the upcoming release of Assassin's Creed Shadows in February of 2025, which has already been highly controversial, it might not get any better. In fact, there's a lot of people speculating, and they've been speculating for months and months about potential bankruptcy, potential buyouts, all of these things happening at Ubisoft. And it's impossible to deny that one of the biggest disappointments and failures of the year for them was 100% Star Wars Outlaws. It got heavily promoted with a ton of backlash, and they said, don't worry, those are just mean toxic gamers. Well, the game came out, it didn't sell well, it didn't perform well, and, even right now, obviously, we've got 1,500 people playing it over on Steam. Now, certainly, it released on Steam months after it actually released. That's why the all-time peak's only at 2,400 players. Probably a misstep by them in general. But, apparently it's way better now because all the things that were broken when it came out at launch, don't worry, we fixed them all months and months and months later after all the player base, after all the people you could have got on board have said, no thanks. Also, the character wasn't appealing. The story sounded like absolute shit. And a lot of people who played it said it's not worth your time, energy, or effort. Well, apparently, so few people actually believed in this game and played this game and tried to complete everything that there are some things that are still unclaimed. There's still things that are undiscovered out there because the player base for Star Wars Outlaws is so small and insignificant. You can see Star Wars Outlaws devs admit that so few people have interest in their game that not one single player has unlocked a mount from completing some mini games. So one of the mini games and one of the things you have and one of the things hey, go for full completion, complete all these things, would be the Fathia racing sections. Unfortunately for Ubisoft, they actually admitted this. Here's a little secret. To this day, no one has acquired their own Fathia. To unlock this, players need to complete dedicated short quests scattered around these betting stations. This will reveal an additional quest that brings Kay back to Toshara for a special opportunity. Let's see if anyone can crack it now. There are so few people playing this game that cost multi-hundreds of millions of dollars. That was a complete financial disappointment for Ubisoft that has led Ubisoft to the state of disappointment it's in right now, where they're looking at potential bankruptcy or buyouts from a multitude of different enterprises. Nobody fucking played this game. The fact that you put this little thing in there, this accomplishment for people to complete it, no one's done it yet. Months and months and months after the fact. So it's just funny because the devs continue to let people know how few people have actually played or been interested in Star Wars Outlaws. You could tell from the start. There were problems from the start, from the first trailer, from the gameplay. A lot of people expressed their frustration and feedback, and they said, this is not something we want. You should change this. You should change that. Ubisoft didn't listen. Full speed ahead. Look at all these toxic gamers out there. Our game's going to be a big total success. Instead, it underperformed. It was a financial failure for them. And the devs are desperately trying to get people to play this game by letting people know no one's played the game and you can still go out and do this because no one's discovered this yet. A sad state of affairs for Ubisoft and for anyone involved in Star Wars Outlaws.